This is kind of a tough video to make. I didn't know how to say this or when to say this to you guys. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm a tea boy. I just wanted you all to get to know me first, that's all. I used to be a coffee boy, a big one. I used to think that tea was weak, that it lacked strength. I hear you. And I have no dog in this fight. I've already reached self-actualization. I know what's at the top of the pyramid, and it's tea. It's tea, man. And I feel compelled to preach the gospel of tea because it genuinely has made my life better. The switch has made me happier. It's made me more productive. And I suspect that some of you have dealt with some of the same things that I have, which I'll get into in this video. And hopefully, this video might inspire you to give tea another chance. I've converted people from coffee to tea, and I watched them preach the gospel of tea. I'm telling you, tea is. Okay, so let's get into it. But to really build this up, I think I need to tell a brief history of my coffee consumption so I can really sell it. Okay, so it all really started in college where I jumped in with both feet. There was a cafe that was a stone's throw from my dorm, and I was there every day. It was open till midnight, and come crunch time, I was there drinking coffee till close. Now, what I really loved about that place was, one, I'd get coffee on the cheap. Two, it was a really warm and inviting vibe, and I met some of my very best college friends there. So straight out of the gate, the first years with coffee, I had a great association with it because it helped me get stuff done. It helped me meet awesome people. I like coffee. I like coffee. All right, so great first experience with coffee. And then I graduate from college, go out into the job world, and I hop on with a young tech company with an absolutely cutthroat sales team. And there I was, a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed young chap ready to take on the world, and my sales director was a former drill sergeant. It was intense. So coffee for me at that point became more escapism. 5 minutes, a couple times a day to the break room to drink burnt coffee that tasted more like I need a new job than anything else. But being the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed young chap I was, I didn't just go out and get a new job, no. No. I made a new job. I started a business. And this is really where things started to ascend with my coffee consumption. A bunch of things converged, right place, right time to drink way too much coffee. And this was a unique time. The third wave of coffee was really taking off. There was so much excitement around it. The roasts, the unique varietals, the flavor profiles. You had these Ethiopian coffees, these Mexican coffees, these geishas. These coffees were wild. Some tasted like Fruit Loops. I couldn't believe it. And more than that, Kansas City ended up being a hub for coffee. Roasters were popping up left and right, as were the cafes. And they were the place to be. Unique and inviting spaces to meet cool people. At this point, I had upgraded to a Chemex in the morning for coffee. Then after lunch, I'd always head to the local cafe for a pick-me-up. But it was when the holidays hit that I threw caution to the wind. We went all in, baby. And then a big thing happened. Apparently, I lost my mind and decided I didn't want to just go to a cafe, I want to own a cafe. I know, Dominic, you're too much, I know. But in my time of going to the cafe down the street from my shop, I ended up becoming friends with the owner of said cafe. And we decided to partner on a new cafe. We pursued a bunch of locations, but the one that I really wanted deep down was inside of the local art museum. It was my favorite place in town, and there was a section of it that was always empty. And I just thought we could activate it. But we had quite a lot going against us in the pursuit of this. In fact, even the right-hand man of the CEO of the art museum basically told me to stop wasting my time. But does that stop us? No. No. You just made me want it more. And we got it, baby. So there I was, with access to more coffee than I could ever consume. And I consumed it. Owning the cafe was a super cool experience. And about a year later, we were acquired. So I hopped back into a brand new tech startup, because apparently I'm a glutton for pain and instability. So here's where I think the pivotal moment happened. I'd be at my desk all day, perhaps too much time to myself, to where I would notice that, of course, I would love that initial feeling I got from coffee, but then I would start to get a feeling of pressure in my chest. Nothing alarming, but just kind of the same feeling I got when I was feeling anxious. So I was like, am I making myself anxious by drinking this stuff? Do I actually feel better after I drank this, or have I just been doing this out of habit? And then I came up with a theory. High pressure jobs plus a type A high stress person plus something that amplifies all of that, coffee, is not good. I had to test it. So as someone who likes to experiment on himself, I decided that I was going to go 1 full week, no coffee. I would only allow myself tea. And I came to find 1 weekend, it wasn't hard. In fact, tea came with a big bonus. With re-steeping, I could have 6 cups of tea in a day without that pressure in my chest, that anxious feeling. I still got to the same level of energy as I could with coffee, but I didn't get the jitters. I didn't feel like I was taken off to the moon. It was just a softer way to get there. So it turned out the tough part for me wasn't getting off of coffee, it was changing the ritual that I had grown to love. The meditation and pouring a Chemex in the morning, or hopping into a cafe and grabbing a coffee to go. These things made me happy, but they didn't make my body happy. So I knew if I was really going to make the switch, I would have to do something to get myself excited about tea, to get myself excited about the ritual. I really needed to appreciate it. And I was lucky enough to be in a tea shop one day, and I met the owner. Turns out he owns the tea farms that produced the tea that I was drinking. And he introduced me to the world of tea, the depths of tea, and it blew my mind. It was a new world to get excited about. I was into, the different roasts and varietals with coffee, but the same can be done with tea. The different regions, you have white tea, green tea, red tea, black tea, and it's so much more subtle. As coffee might punch you in the face with flavors, tea you have to chase. And who doesn't like a chase? So it's been a couple years since I transitioned from coffee boy to tea boy. And I have to say that when I'm drinking tea, I just feel more flowy. I feel softer, calmer, which is something I need, because I can be a bit intense. And it's a good place to be. Yeah, sometimes I fall off the wagon. Sometimes I just want to punch to the face with coffee. But I always feel better when I'm just drinking tea. So I would say to all of you out there who are like me, type A, need to achieve something, just grinding, maybe give tea a shot. Maybe you don't need more energy to match your energy. Maybe you need the opposite. Maybe you need something softer to help balance it. It's been wonderful for me, and there's a whole world out there to learn about with tea. So I encourage you to give it another shot. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.